on a really, really important issue. And I'm very delighted to be here with my colleague Djaouida Sellah from the NDP, and also to welcome other members from the House of Commons, Carolyn Bennett, Hedy Fry and Elizabeth May. Thank you very much for being here. I'm very proud to introduce two representatives from the Thalidomide Association of Canada who are here today on Parliament Hill, who are going to tell us a little bit about the enormous amount of work that they've undertaken over now many decades to bring to full public attention and to get action on their needs that have been unmet for so many decades. So what we're going to do is we're going to hear from Mercedes Benegbi and Josee Lake, and then I'm going to make a few comments about a motion that we have coming before the House this week. My colleague Djaouida Sellah will also make a few comments, and then we'll be able to take questions. So first of all, I'd like to introduce Mercedes.
Thank you everyone for being here. My name is Mercedes Benegbi, and I am a survivor of Canada's thalidomide crisis. I am the Executive Director of the Thalidomide Victims Association of Canada and a member of the Right the Wrong campaign. I am here with Josee Lake, also a thalidomide survivor, on behalf of all Canadian-born thalidomide survivors. We are here because we are in crisis and we need your help, the help of our federal government. This is the fight of our lives. We need the support of all parties to right the wrong. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening to me. Nous avons besoin du support de tous les partis pour réparer les torts. In the early 60s, at least 120 Canadians were born with severe birth defects caused by thalidomide, a Health Canada approved prescription drug for treatment of morning sickness in pregnant mothers. This dangerous drug should never have been approved in Canada. Ce dangereux médicament n'aurait jamais dû être approuvé au Canada. Today, we are only 95 Canadian-born victims of thalidomide, still living, but we are living every moment of every day with the devastating consequences of the federal government's failure to protect us from this dangerous drug. For many of us, we are missing arms or legs, hands or feet. For some thalidomide survivors, we are missing organs, born with only one lung, one kidney, or suffer disfigurement, deafness, or blindness. Those of us still alive have defied all the odds, but our health has degenerated very quickly as we age. We are losing abilities we once had, such as bathing ourselves, dressing ourselves, and preparing meals for ourselves, and are entirely dependent on others to perform basic tasks. Without funding from the federal government, we are living in a state of never-ending crisis, one that is not only physical, but also financial and emotional. Now with Josee.
Bonjour, good afternoon. The introduction of thalidomide is considered to be one of the worst prescription drug disasters in world history. Canada was one of the last countries in the world to completely remove the drugs from public circulation. In fact, I was born in 1963, more than a year after the United Kingdom and Germany have removed thalidomide from the market. And in the United States, it was never even permitted to be on the market. It was the government of Canada that created this problem, but it can also be the government of Canada that rights the wrong of the past. c'est le gouvernement du Canada qui a créé ce problème. C'est aussi le gouvernement du Canada qui peut réparer les torts du passé. While it is true that today Canada has one of the safest drug programs in the world now, it is entirely because of the destruction and the damage that we suffered. I sat in the House of Commons gallery yesterday and heard in question period that Canada's drug system is now one of the safest in the world. That statement from the government does absolutely nothing to address the responsibility and the harm we suffer because of the failures of the Canadian Food and Drug Directorate inflicted upon us.
The Right the Wrong campaign seeks to work with MPs from all sides of the federal government to support a made-in-Canada solution that will provide long-term financial support for the remaining 95 survivors. Other countries, like the United Kingdom and Germany, have admitted to the harm that was caused and have provided ongoing annual funding support to their survivors so that they can live decent, independent lives with a minimal amount of dignity. It is a commitment that these governments have made to the right the wrong in their countries. It is time for the government of Canada to do the same. 8 months ago, we have requested the opportunity to meet with Health Minister Ambrose. Since requesting that meeting, 2 Thalidomide survivors have died. 2 months ago, we sent our detailed proposal directly to our ministerial office and requested again the opportunity to meet with her. The funding support we are requesting is not something that we want. It is something that we need to be able to have the supports like personal caregivers to bath and dress and prepare our meals, to also to allow us to live the rest of our lives with a level of basic dignity. We encourage Canadians from coast to coast to coast to lend us a hand and their voice to convince the federal government and MPs on all sides that now it is time to act. Please visit us online at rightthewrong.ca or Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I want to thank Libby Davies, Murray Rankin, and the members of the NPD caucus for their strong support of Canada's Thalidomide victim and the Right the Wrong campaign. Your support, dedication, and advocacy is welcome and important. I also want to thank the members of the Liberal caucus, the Green Party, and individual members of the Conservative Party who have expressed their personal support and commitment for fighting for Canada's Thalidomide survivors. Thank you to all of you. We understand that Health Minister Ambrose is now reviewing the detailed proposal we sent 2 months ago. We also understand that the minister has said in the press that she is now willing to meet with us directly. We would expect that the minister would agree to meet with us in the next 10 days and provide a commitment to support the Canadian Thalidomide Survivor Fund. Together, we can right the wrong. Thank you very much. I just need to sit, Libby.
You sit, okay. I'll sit over here. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Mercedes and Josee, for being here today and for speaking out personally, because we know It's not an easy thing to do, to come in front of the cameras and to come to Parliament Hill. So thank you for your courage and your dedication to bring this forward, to bring forward this issue into the public eye. It's been a huge story. It's a very compelling story. When we opened the Globe and Mail and we first read about the situation and what's taken place, I don't know anyone who could not have been moved by what we read and the experience that's been happening over 50 years. I wanted to just add to the comments that have been made today by saying that I'm very pleased that this Thursday the NDP has what's called an Opposition Day motion, and we've selected as our motion to bring forward this issue into the House for debate. I very much appreciate the support of our colleagues, some of whom are here today, and I am really, really fervently hoping that all members of the House will come together on this issue and will support the motion that will ensure that the issues and the needs of the Thalidomide Association are dealt with and met. The motion that we have submitted and that will be debated on Thursday, I'll just read it because it's quite short. That, in the opinion of the House, A, full support should be offered to survivors of thalidomide. B, the urgent need to defend the rights and dignity of those affected by thalidomide should be recognized. And C, the government should provide support to survivors as requested by the Thalidomide Survivors Task Force. I'm very glad to hear that the Minister has now agreed to meet. That is certainly a first step. I will be speaking to the Minister as well. We will be encouraging the government to support this motion because we think it is an expression of Parliament as a whole that's very important. You know, we all have our different political agendas, we have partisan views, we have our own political views, but I think all of us know that there are moments in our parliamentary work and history when we rise above that, when we come together because something is so compelling that we need to put aside whatever differences we have and we simply need to do the right thing. And I do believe that this is one of those times and one of those situations. So I want to encourage all of us to reach out to our colleagues in the House, reach out across the floor to seek support for the motion and the debate that will take place. I think the motion is broad enough that it gives the government some scope to engage in the dialogue with the association that you so desperately need. And that's why it's offered in that spirit. I'd also like to just give a bit of a thank you to Campbell Strategies, which is the public relations firm that's been working with the association truly pro bono. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort to bring forward an issue and to get it into the media, even though it's such an important story. It can't happen on its own. So thank you to Campbell Strategies for all of the work that you've done in supporting the association and for letting us know what we can do to play our part to make sure that this issue is properly responded to. I'm going to now ask my colleague Djaouida Sellah if she will make a few remarks as well, and then we'll turn it over for questions.
Merci, Madame Davies. Moi aussi, j'aimerais remercier les deux représentantes ici et on peut dire que c'est des survivantes de la thalidomide. Nous savons qu'en 1961, le gouvernement canadien a établi que la thalidomide constituait un médicament sûr et que les médecins pouvaient prescrire aux femmes enceintes pour traiter les nausées matinales et l'insomnie. Le Canada a retiré ce médicament du marché en mars de 1962. Elle a été le dernier pays à le faire 3 mois après le Royaume-Uni. La thalidomide avait des effets secondaires très graves qui ont entraîné des fausses couches, des malformations qui ont gravement affecté la qualité de vie des victimes, comme vous pouvez le constater. En 1991, le gouvernement canadien a offert aux victimes et à leurs proches un paiement forfaitaire. Ces sommes n'ont pas pu répondre aux besoins des victimes pendant très longtemps. Les victimes se sont vues obligée de signer une ordonnance indiquant qu'elle n'allait plus demander d'être indemnisée à l'avenir. On estime que le coût des soins aux victimes de la thalidomide pour la durée de leur vie sont environ de 3 millions. Les victimes n'ont donc pas les moyens de se payer les soins dont elles ont tant besoin. Le groupe de travail sur les survivants de la thalidomide exige que le gouvernement verse à chaque victime un paiement forfaitaire de 250 000 $ et des indemnisations d'environ 150 000 par année. L'objectif est d'offrir aux victimes canadiennes de la thalidomide une qualité de vie équivalente à celle des victimes britanniques et allemandes qui reçoivent des indemnisations de la part de leurs gouvernements respectifs pour payer les soins très coûteux dont ils ont besoin. Il est absolument impératif que le gouvernement saisisse cette occasion de corriger le tort qu'ils ont commis il y a 50 ans et qu'ils fournissent les indemnisations exigées aux 95 victimes canadiennes de la thalidomide qui sont toujours en vie afin qu'elles aient accès aux soins dont elles ont besoin et qu'elles puissent vivre dans la dignité. La sûreté des médicaments est une responsabilité fédérale. Il est temps que le gouvernement fédéral assume ses responsabilités. Merci.
Thank you, Djaouida. If there are questions, Mercedes or Josee, myself or Djaouida are happy to answer them if there are any questions. Did you want to say anything else? No, it's okay. Okay, thank you very much.